All right, our guest author this morning, Thato Oscar Mokhudu, is a motivational speaker, entrepreneur and mentor who has just released a book that shines the spotlight on the abuse of women and children. Titled Life Full of Pain and Fear, this book tags us along on a heart-wrenching tale of a young girl who keeps facing unfortunate life ordeals such as physical and emotional abuse, bullying, drug abuse and teenage pregnancy. And to tell us more about this book that he says aims to inspire people of all age groups, particularly those who are facing challenges of abuse and eager to acquire more knowledge, Thato joins me now via Zoom. Thato, a very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Morning, how are you?
Good, how are you, Thato? Good to have you on the show this morning. First of all, in your own words, tell us a bit more about what this book is all about and what really inspired it.
Well, the book is all about a girl who's facing challenges of abuse, particularly by his father who was abusing the mother and her. And then the book is all about inspiring young people into them speaking out about the challenges that they are facing of abuse, because I've realized that many young people don't speak out and they are facing very massive challenges of abuse.
And I suppose the subject matter for this book is very current and topical, I would say. Just speak to us about some of the major issues related to, gender-based violence that you highlight in this book.
Well, some of the major issues that I talk about in the book are issues such as that parents who beat their partners, their children, and then partners who beat their partners as well. Because remember, we are facing a challenge whereby many partners die because of a partner who's beating them or who's killing them. We've been facing many issues all across the country where we see young people being killed by their partners, particularly the female side. So it speaks more of such because there's a scenario or a chapter that speaks about Angela being beaten by her boyfriend, and then eventually he attempts to beat her to a point whereby she almost dies. So we are trying to cover a point whereby we are trying to see to show people that if you don't speak out, you will end up finding yourself in a situation whereby you die, and then no one will be able to assist you, because when you are dead, you can't speak. But whereas when you speak out, you are able to show that I want to change, I want this situation to be changed, and I want to be assisted in changing the situation. And that is a societal issue that is there. We see many young people die on a daily basis because their partner is beating them. Some are bruised because of the very same issues. So that chapter is being addressed in the book so that those young girls can speak out, because they don't speak out, and it's a challenge that we are facing.
And you're quite right there, Thato. The central message that this book offers is that women and children should not be defined by abuse, but by their ability to overcome abuse. Do break that for us.
Yes. Can you repeat that again?
Do break down for us where you talk about, the children and women should not be defined by abuse, but by their ability to overcome abuse.
Yes, well, on that point, what I necessarily mean is that they should not sit and say abuse is what is there and I can keep up for it and then I must live with abuse. It's not right. They must not do that. They should know that abuse is wrong, irrespective of what kind of abuse it may be, irrespective of who does the abuse. Abuse is abuse. So they must not be defined by it and say, as a result of my partner beating me and showing that he loves me through beating me is the right thing. It is not the right thing. They should know that it must not define them, and it must not be the one that pulls them down, because many young people out there have a low self-esteem and are facing these challenges on a daily basis. And because of that, they never speak out, and it causes challenges, and it ends up defining them. Because remember, when you have a low self-esteem, we now see you as a different person. Whereas when you speak out and when you face those challenges directly, all goes well.
True. True. And the chances that we in society know of women who experience abuse is extremely high, and the numbers keep on growing as a result of society not taking a stand in helping those facing these predicaments. Tell us more about that and what we as a society can do, in ensuring that the numbers of gender-based violence go down.
Well, some of the things that as society we can do in addressing these challenges, that the most important thing is listening to the victim. Yes. Most of the people make a mistake of not listening to the victim. In fact, they judge the victim. particularly parents of partners who are dating those young men out there, they say, no, live up to it. It's like that. You must handle it. You must be able to hold up to it. Whereas it's wrong. As society, we need to be able to listen to these victims, and we also need to be able to advise them and be able to tell them that, no, you need to take a stand. And if it means a community addresses this by means of taking it to the police, then so be it. Because this thing of saying, no, handle it, it's your situation, don't do anything about it, that's the way it is. It's what is causing the society these issues. Whereas if you go out there as a community, you hold hands and say, let us go and assist these young people. Let us march if there's a need for that. Let us march in ensuring that these young men do not do this. And particularly what I've also realized is that as a society, we don't educate our children from a young age of these issues. But when we educate them from a young age, it will also bring change in our lives as society.
All right, my brother, we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for joining us and for, highlighting some of these important issues. Where do we get a copy of this book?
Currently, you can buy the book directly from me because I haven't been able to put it to the bookstores. But if there's anyone out there or any bookstore out there that can assist me in getting the book to bookstores, I'd be more than willing to get that help. For now, you can get it directly from me by contacting 067-907-5670 or sending an email to tomokhudu9@gmail.com.
All right, Thato, great chatting to you, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Well, that was author, motivational speaker, entrepreneur and mentor Thato Oscar Mokhudu, and we're just in conversation with him about his newly released book that focuses on gender-based violence titled Life Full of Pain and Fear.